Greetings to you all and welcome to Command & Conquer Generals. It's a bold new direction for the franchise. Gone is the charismatic Kane's everlasting war against the GDI. Gone are the Soviet dreams of the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Space!
Instead, we get a far more grounded storyline that can be summarized thusly. There are terrorists. Stop them. It's simple, but sufficient? Anyway, given that this is a new venture for the Command & Conquer series, perhaps we should check the manual. It might have some important information and hints and tips for us. Let's have a look-see. Allow your opponent to take over your base early in the game, and let them think they've wiped you off the map. Okay, that doesn't sound great. Fortunately for us, the game has got us covered, because we have a training mission in-game. Now, unlike the good old days where Mission 1 taught you the ropes, Generals gives us an entire dedicated tutorial campaign. Now, it's only one mission, but, you know, if you list it separately, it makes it look like you've got 4 campaigns in the game instead of 3, so thanks for the extra content. Also, you get to pick a difficulty for the tutorial. I don't know why. The cardinal sin that this game makes is that the glorious B-movie FMV briefings are gone. Replaced instead with a loading screen that emotionlessly reads out your objectives. The short version for this mission is that I'm a trainee, here for training, and I'm immediately being deployed on a critical mission to destroy a chemical weapons facility, with civilian lives and military assets on the line. It's a questionable training program, that's for sure. As partial compensation though, we do tend to get little in-game vignettes to set the scene. Don't worry about the terrain being missing here, it's just an issue with modern PCs trying to run old games, we'll forgive it for that.
Target coordinates, Gala 9er. Taking fire from Mobile AAA. Alpha squad is down. We are option 2. Repeat.
Okay, that's a little more difficult to forgive though. So we just flew over the enemy base, including anti-air, without firing at anything. We then retreated from the one enemy unit that could fight back, instead of just destroying it, and perfect. And we retreat into yet more anti-air. Maybe these guys are in training too, I don't know. We do get treated to one of the sweetest Michael Bay style 360 explosions you've ever seen though. Wonderful.
All clear, Beta. It's a go.
But with that calamity well and truly over, we finally get to play the game, and we're even given a few units to control. Now then, as for the instructions in this training mission, well, they're not going to be nicely voiced over and demonstrated or anything like that. No, the world is just going to freeze, and we're going to get to read a box of text. Here's the first one. It's wrong. Kind of. So, this box says, left click to move or attack, and that's sometimes true, sometimes not. You see, if you're using the original control scheme, that's fine, but if you've changed to the alternate control scheme, that ain't right. So we're off to a fantastic start. There's also a flashing button in the corner of the screen, but nobody tells us anything about that, so we ignore that. Theoretically, we do know how to order our units to move and attack, so we shall do that, but we'll only be attacking enemy units, because barrels have not come up yet, and we're here to follow instructions. We are in training, and initiative is not welcome.
He's on the target list.
Taking fire. Request reinforcement.
Fully engaged.
Reinforcements on the way, Beta. ETA 10 seconds.
Wait, but
How about a lift?
this just opens up a whole load of new questions. Why did we bother clearing a landing zone and parachuting in troops when we already had armoured support parked right here?
Army's elite.
I don't understand, but at least we've learned what barrels do now. So far, the only thing we've been taught is that we can attack things by clicking on them. And there is a building here with a giant arrow pointing at it. So we shall do the natural thing and click on it. Which doesn't work. Right then, back to clicking on the enemy. Wait a second, it's time for some tips. So this text box is actually quite accurate. Unfortunately, the circumstances around it are a bit misleading. It suggests that we can capture buildings by just sort of walking up to them, which is not correct. In order to capture a building, you have to research capture building from the barracks and then use your infantry to do so. This is never explained to us, and this would have been a nice chance to actually demonstrate that, I think. But we weren't taught about it, so we won't be doing it.
Special forces
And as
here.
a brief aside, you can actually heal your infantry by sending them into the barracks. But the game doesn't think I need to know about that, so let's just pretend we can't. Oh, and also, our rangers should have the flashbang ability. Don't know why they don't. There we go, we've officially built some units, and we haven't been given any further instructions on what to do, but I see another bouncing arrow in the distance, so we're going to go have words with that. Now, we still haven't been told about attack moves, so I'm going to keep clicking on these enemies individually like a caveman who doesn't care about his wrist health.
Let's go for it. Chew on these. Looks like a good run.
Okay, we secure ourselves a power plant and we get told exactly how it works. Well, exactly how it works is a bit generous. If your base runs low on power, base defenses may go offline. Okay. Oh, and straight into another one, this time about the supply center. No mention of the fact that we can build Chinooks directly from the supply center, which is an important change from previous games where you typically built them from the war factory or similar buildings. Oh no, wait, it's even worse. In this tutorial, they have removed the ability to construct additional Chinooks from your supply center. Just to confuse the player, so that when they go into real missions, they don't know what's going on. Oh, and the Chinooks can also be used as transports. I don't know why we're not mentioning that. It seems quite important. Alright, we get a mention of the flashing Generals button. At long last we get to deal with this thing. Now there's only one option in here, and that's okay. It's start of the campaign, tutorial mission. They don't want to overwhelm you with choice, I get it. But it's for Paladin tanks. And we have no way of building Paladin tanks at the moment, so this does nothing for us. You might misinterpret this as saying that Paladin tanks gain the ability to shoot down incoming missiles, which would be nice, except for the fact that we don't have any Paladin tanks.
On your command.
Oh, also, there's a satellite in here. Yeah, don't worry about it.
How about a lift? How about a lift? Let's go.
Rapid fire hints, they just keep coming. Now, a new addition to this game is that the buildings can fully rotate. It's new to the Command & Conquer series, and it would be nice if they mentioned it. They don't, so we won't.
Made in the U.S. of A.
Good job. The base is liberated. Now let's build a strong battle force. When your forces are ready, General, proceed to this GLA mountain hideout and destroy their secret biolab.
Last time we were told to build some infantry, and this time we're told to build a strong force. So is that more descriptive? I guess. We're told we explicitly should build Crusader tanks, that's another knock against the Paladin tanks. And it feels a little late in the day to be telling me that I need to comply with the mission objectives, because I've no idea how we're supposed to get this far through the tutorial if I hadn't figured that out already, but alright. Just tack it on the end there.
Yeah. Keep 'em busy.
In case you're curious, rally points have not come up yet, so I guess they're not as important as I thought they were. Alright, so that probably counts as a strong force. It's time to move out towards this open-air prison. I guess that makes sense. Even if the place is entirely unguarded, you wouldn't want to leave the prison while the area is crawling with terrorists, so I guess that's fine. Fingers crossed for some kind of hint that explains what we're supposed to do with them, though. Ah, right on cue. Okay, so this is something that I'm actually quite fond of. For the USA, as your units gain veterancy, which is a mechanic that hasn't been explained, it's actually the pilots, or drivers, whatever you want to call them, that are gaining the experience. Then, when the vehicle is destroyed, or when you find them in the wild, you can move that pilot into a new vehicle and he passes on everything he's learnt. What's not apparent, or explained, is that you can actually stack these pilots up. If we take a 1 chevron pilot and we put him into a 1 chevron tank, their combined powers make it a 2 chevron tank. And we can keep doing this to promote our tank even further. I guess all of the pilots inside the tank are cooperating and sharing ideas. But enough talk, we want to see our newly upgraded tanks in action. Never mind, back to talk. As a bold return to form then for the hint boxes as we leave out vital information. Crusader tanks can each build a single battle drone. True, but you know what else can? Humvees. You gave me Humvees in this mission and didn't bother to tell me that they can also build drones, for some reason. So can Paladin tanks, but we're not bothering with those. Worse than that, you actually get a choice of which drone to build, because you can build a battle drone or a scout drone, and you can only have one or the other, but we don't talk about scout drones, so we won't build any of those. Okay, after cinematography like that, everything is forgiven. Now, a more advanced player would probably double-click on one of his Crusader tanks in order to select them all and build all the drones together, but we haven't been taught that technique, so we're going to go back to a training staple and click on everything individually one by one. Now, I do feel like my strong force might be somewhat over-prepared in order to fight with one technical, but let's give it a go. It doesn't even want to fight me. Oh dear. And this is why you don't let the generals in training anywhere near the civilians. Okay, so garrisoning, very useful ability, and this hint box is actually pretty accurate about it.
Unit lost.
However, my paratroopers seem to be auto-garrisoning, and that ain't a thing. Excuse me, what are you guys doing here? You're running towards danger. And you've made a makeshift blockade. Excuse me, it's not safe here. You need to leave.
Take a new position. On the go. Take a new position.
Okay, good. The crowd dispersed.
Got room for 5. Let's go for it.
Except for that one.
Whoa! How about a lift? Humvee here. Let's go for it.
Alright, so now we get to see a few new things. Waiting for that pop-up text. It's not coming, is it? The shirtless man's coming. Yeah, that didn't end well for him. No explanation of these? Alright. We've got some oil derricks over here, and a supply dock. Now, the oil derrick we could capture if we use the capture ability on our rangers, but the game has not even acknowledged that exists, so I don't know how we're supposed to know what we can do with that. And as for the supply dock, well, we could build ourselves a new supply center over here in order to collect from it.
What's the story?
Wait, no, we can't. Alright, so in this tutorial, our dozer is just incapable of building supply centers. That's not going to confuse us or anything.
Oh yeah.
But let's not worry about those things, we got a final fight to be had.
Let's go for it.
So I don't know what most of these buildings do, but that's alright. We know how to click on things, we should be fine. That's a lot of things to click on. We're actually going to be alright. Alright, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Okay, so this is quite an interesting thing. The GLA hole. It's left behind after you destroy a GLA building. It's a sort of escape tunnel of sorts. And if you don't destroy it, then after a while, the building will start to reconstruct automatically. See? Nice demonstration. Fortunately, you only need to click on it to remove it, so that's within our wheelhouse. You'll notice that I had to explain that because the game did not.
Keep the change.
Okay, so 95% of the mission done, and the game decides now I need reinforcements. Thank you for those, very useful.
Hey! Ha, this should be fun. You want some of this?
Not to be outdone, at 99% complete it decides I need a few more.
How about a lift?
With my new reinforcements then, I should be able to make quick work of the final stand of the enemy and destroy this biolab.
Destroy the biolab.
Come on. You want some of this?
Or scratch that, this swarm of helicopters can do... Is that my army? Melting. Wait, so you were just hanging around off-screen?
Successful.
You could have come in and destroyed the chemical plant at any time. And there wasn't anti-air around here. I haven't destroyed the anti-air which let them come in. They could have just come in at any time. And worse than that, they had no care for any of my troops that were on the land, and they deliberately parachuted in soldiers that the game knew I didn't need, just so they could die to the chemical spill at the end. Training complete. Oh, and you want the absolute kicker of all of this? That training taught me how to play as America. I'm now familiar with them as a faction. Ready for the first campaign? China. Everything we just learned, irrelevant. We're not playing USA for a long time.
Roger that.
Roger that indeed, Humvee driver. Roger that indeed.